Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kennard Branch, and I'm the principal of Garfield Prep Elementary School. First of all, I'd like to thank DCPS Central Office team and Mayor Bowser's team for selecting Garfield as the site to host this press conference, for giving me the honor to welcome you all into Garfield and to introduce our student speaker. It's a great pleasure and privilege for me to welcome all of you on behalf of the Garfield Prep community. I'd like to tell you just a few things about our school. We have about 330 students in grades pre-K 3 through 5 and about 60 staff members. We are one of DCPS's 11 extended year schools, and each day we purposely take advantage of the additional time we have with our children to narrow the digital divide and to close the equity and achievement gaps on a class-by-class, student-by-student, and parent-by-parent basis. Aside from continuing to implement the Common Core State Standards, we also focus on blended learning and instruction and using our related service providers to teach behavior and social-emotional skills to our students, staff, and parents, as if behavior was one of the subjects tested on the park. At Garfield, our motto is be the best, and that's what we strive to do on a daily basis. We try to be the best in the world at what we do. I'd love to talk more about Garfield, but this isn't a Garfield press conference. So again, welcome to Garfield. And now I have the honor to introduce one of our most beloved students, Princess Ann Brown. Not only does this young lady excel in our core content subjects of reading, math, science, social studies, and blended learning, she also uses the self-regulation skills and strategies she's learned in her second step social emotional courses to problem solve effectively when she's faced with interpersonal conflicts, to work well with others during periods of small group instruction in her classroom, and to accept and give actionable feedback to the members of her cheerleading squad. This young lady personifies one of Dr. King's most well-known quotes, "Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of a true education." Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the captain of our 7-time national champion cheerleaders and most well-rounded student, Princess Ann Brown.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Princess Ann Brown, and I am a 5th grader at Garfield Preparatory Academy. My favorite class is reading because I like to understand what's going on in the book. I also like math because it challenges me to solve real-world problems. One of my favorite things is being on the cheerleading team because we win a lot of championships. I also enjoyed being on Garfield's debate team at the mini UN debate, where we successfully persuaded other teams to pick Resolution B. When I grow up, I would like to be a doctor because I know that I can help people and make changes to the world. In Graham's block, we learned that we should have, In Graham's block, we learned that we should have empathy for other people. That is a skill that doctors also need. Today, I would like to thank Mayor Bowser for coming to Garfield Elementary School today and having lunch with us. Please welcome our guest, Mayor Bowser.
That was an excellent introduction. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give Princess Ann a big round of applause. Wonderful poise, wonderful presentation, delightful eye contact. I mean, that was a perfect speech. Let's give Princess Ann another round of applause. And you smiled the entire time. I think we're going to get that video. I want everybody to see it. Would that be okay? I'm going to ask my team to make a clip of that video so we can share with everybody the wonderful presentation Princess Ann just gave and the wonderful progress and education that's happening here at Garfield. Thank you, Principal Branch. And to the teachers and staff and parents here at Garfield, we are delighted to be here today to celebrate. You see these wonderful numbers behind us. We have 11 schools across DC participating in the extended year, which means the young people are still in school. It also means that 4,500 young people across DC are still in school. And the deputy mayor reminds me to continue to ask people how's school and how are your classes, because there are many of our children, 4,500 in fact, that are still taking classes. We also know what that means when the teachers and the students have the additional time in class to focus on the subjects and to focus on the areas where students need improving. We have a lot to celebrate in DC public schools, and we have a lot to continue to focus on. We are proud that DC is still the fastest improving urban school district in the nation, that graduation rates are up in our district, and that achievement is up. Parents are voting with their feet as well. Enrollment is up, and we're advancing the single largest public education budget investment in the history of the District of Columbia. But we know as a city we'll never reach our full potential unless we recommit ourselves to ensuring that each and every child, no matter where he or she lives, receives a high quality education. So we have been ramping up in some areas and doubling down in others. And you're going to hear from the deputy mayor and from Chancellor Wilson about all the ways that we are investing in schools now and what our investments will look like in the 5 years to come. So I want to congratulate all the students here at Garfield on the completion. Is this today the last day? Almost. Next Thursday. Almost on the completion of this school year. And so we've already said a little bit more about the extended year program. We're going into our second year, right? Third year coming up. Is that right, Deputy Mayor? Third year coming up of extended year. We had one school start with the idea who said our students need more time. We had the commitment of our educators to provide that additional time. And then we found the resources to make sure that more schools across the city would be able to do it. What that means is that students get more learning, more time for instruction. And we know that that will lead to even better results for young people across our city. So the deputy mayor and the chancellor know extended year is one of my favorite things in the world, right? Right, Princess Anne? It's fun, right? And we want to make sure we're supporting students and educators in the schools to make sure that everybody has the resources that they need. So with that, I'm going to ask Deputy Mayor Niles and followed by Chancellor Wilson to talk a little bit more about our focus.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser and Garfield Elementary School and Principal Branch for welcoming us today. I'd like to first extend a special thank you to all the teachers and the school staff for your deep commitment to student success. I used to run a year-round school and did it for 12 years. And so I know exactly what it means to put forward all this additional effort. And I really heartfelt thank you for doing that for our kids. Because you get it, and you get that we need to provide our kids with more. We want them to be reading, be writing, and doing those other activities that make them shine, just like Princess Anne did when she was describing it. So this is we continue to be investing more in public schools than ever before. Back in June, I was reminding the cabinet that school was not out, as the mayor said. June 14th is not the end of school. Next week is the end of school. And we have more than 4,000 of us, of you guys still in school. And what this extended year has meant is that middle schools have been taking kids on college trips. So Hart and Johnson have gone on college tours. Randall Highlands has done a pop art gallery where students could showcase their learning of art, and went to the African American Civil War Museum to deepen their student learning. Even though today marks the end of the school year next week, I wouldn't be your deputy mayor if I didn't ask you also to continue to learn even after that. And so it's really a year-round framing. Sign up for the summer reading programs through DCPL, or go to some of our DPR sites. So we've got lots of learning continuing to happen. And so I'm really excited that this school demonstrated such deep commitment to making this happen for kids. And I want to welcome Chancellor Wilson up to take the microphone. So thank you.
I'm extremely excited to be back here at Garfield. It's actually a school that I visited on my first day officially on the job, and I had a great visit, and I saw the cheerleading, and I saw the band. It was amazing right outside, and so it's so fun to be back. Principal Branch, thank you for your leadership and your commitment. It was clear to me on day one just how enthusiastic you are about the community here, and that's what our children need. They need people who are extremely enthusiastic and have great belief in what they can do, and it was just clear to me on that day. And then also, I just want to echo our Deputy Mayor in appreciating the faculty and the staff and all of the community for investing in young people and making sure that they understand it's okay to learn, that we expect you to be smart, and we're going to celebrate you. And as Chancellor, I want to appreciate all of our staff throughout the district who are engaged in our year-round schools, because it is an important investment, and thanks to the Mayor for supporting the investment. Year-round education is an extremely important component to helping us reach our vision. In DCPS, we want each student to be loved, to be challenged, and to be prepared to be successful in school and thrive in life. It's extremely important to us that our young people are in places where they are taught by people who care about them as long as possible. Spending time with adults for as much time as they can who are going to invest in their success is extremely important to their success. What we recognize is simply being good isn't enough. Our students need us to be excellent. They need us to wrap our supports around them and our arms around them so that they can reach their full potential. When I came to Garfield, I was greeted by hundreds of students. It was truly impressive. I had an opportunity to meet with the staff that day, and they were energized at the end of the school day. And I understand from looking at the promotion pictures and seeing the program that they had an awesome promotion event of which Princess Anne participated in yesterday. And so I want to thank you, because we want to strive for excellence in our schools. I've met with several teachers who are proud of the work that's happening here at Garfield. And it's really great for me to come back here at the culmination of the school year and celebrate your success with you, and to be here with the mayor and deputy mayor. And again, to reiterate our support and investment. I just want to take a moment also to appreciate our central team, because I know how much you're working to make sure this is possible. Our central leaders who've helped support this effort. We have leaders who lead. They spend most of their time thinking about how to support our extended year schools, and then also thinking about how to make it even better in upcoming years. And so I want to appreciate you. The last thing I want to close by saying is this. The mayor talked about our efforts going forward. We, folks, first and foremost, we know that educating our students and ensuring that they can read, ensuring that they can write, ensuring that they can problem solve, ensuring that they can accept feedback and give constructive feedback, that they can create and deconstruct, to create solutions to new problems, deconstruct solutions to current problems. We know that's essential to putting them on a trajectory to graduate from high school, to pursue careers, and go on to college. We as a city have decided to commit in focusing on providing schools that have students who need more support, that they would get it. That they would get that support, that we would lean in and wrap our arms around the school and the community to make sure that they know that there are partners in the city in helping them reach the outcomes that we want for our students. In that, we have seen not only the academic focus in the classroom continue through an extended additional 4 weeks, but we've also seen students be exposed to extracurricular opportunities. We've seen students visiting college, even in our elementary schools, taking college trips, taken advantage of some of the opportunities that that DC specifically and the region have to provide our students. Some of those opportunities so often seem so far away, even though they are so close for our students. And so this investment is not a trivial one. It's an extremely important one. And you see the numbers here in terms of the impact, but the impact for us is greater because that so much of what we get out of it cannot be measured through numbers. It can only be measured through the voices of the young people later in life when they're talking about the fact that the opportunity they had in a museum or some other type of excursion or additional time with teachers, the impact that it had in terms of their belief in themselves as it relates to learning. So again, thank you. I'm excited for the future in DCPS, excited to have the opportunity to lead it, and look forward to answering any questions.
So, Chancellor and Deputy Mayor, and we will take any questions. Yes.
Mayor, any talk about expanding this further, more than 11 schools?
Well, let me turn to Chancellor, who can give you a rundown on what we expect for the upcoming year.
Yeah, thank you. So we are going forward with 11 schools at this time, and our focus this upcoming year is really trying to help these 11 schools do this well. And then we are in conversations with WTU, part of the negotiations, as to how we continue to support a process for additional schools to come online and put us in a position to be successful going forward. We recognize that as we go forward that there may be some schools like what originally kicked us off that says, hey, we are interested and we're looking forward to partnering with those schools that express that interest as well.
How many kids are in the program here?
Well, in this school, you have a little over 300 kids. Altogether, we have about 4,500 kids in the city that are participating.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Kate McGeehan with WAMU. This is also for the Chancellor.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit specifically about extended years often used to combat summer learning loss and how you've seen that issue crop up within DCPS and how this is helping with that particular issue?
Well, I think that in terms of summer learning loss, we recognize that we see, and I get data for each school. When I visit a school, I'm looking at a data report, and it shows beginning of year scores, and it's showing end of year scores. And without fail, we tend to see in many schools that the beginning of year scores are lower than the end of year scores, meaning they're lower than where the students ended the prior year. And so what happens is we have some students that are exposed to learning opportunities, continue to read, continue to engage in rigorous inquiry, so on and so forth. Maybe that's through excursions with their families. You have other students that just didn't have those opportunities. This is a part of addressing that. But in addition to summer learning loss, we know that students grow from being in places and in spaces with adults who care about them, who are concentrated on their learning. And so while we expect there to be real results in terms of preventing student learning loss, I don't want to ignore that the results and the impact that come with student affirmation, with student connection to adults, student safety, and being able to partner with families in a meaningful way around educating their children and providing opportunities that they could not provide for their families on their own.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, everybody. I think we're going to visit lunchtime, cafeteria. All right, thank you.
Thank you.